Hi, and welcome to Cameron Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be reviewing Motor Girl issue 4. So, jumping right on into the comic, we get to see Victor, and he's still just sitting there, right in the same spot where Larry was taken up by aliens. So, just sitting there, waiting in the desert. So continuing on, Sam's awake. She's lying in the bathtub. That's where she slept. And her little girl friend comes out and asks her if she's okay, and why she didn't just sleep in the bed. And Sam tells him the bed was spinning. So, of course, he's drinking coffee. And she's like, coffee, smells good. And his response to that is, smelling coffee. The first sign of a stroke. So, there's that whole dynamic right there. But it's funny because sometimes Sam can see him and then other times she can't. Literally, they're in the middle of a conversation and he disappears. So I'm not sure if it's to wake up or if it's because she's overheating, but she turns on the water while she's still in the bathtub, fully dressed. So continuing on, we get to see a little bit more about the boss of both Victor and Larry, and exactly what are his plans for the junkyard. We get to see a little bit more insight there. So Sam, going on about her business, she's driving into town and she sees Victor. Victor's just sitting there on the side of the road in the desert. And she looks at him and she keeps driving. She goes to the mart and she comes back home and he's still there. He is still there. So it doesn't sit right with her. So she turns around and parks near him. She gets out and asks him what he's doing. She asks where Larry is, and she's trying to get to know a little bit more about him. Yeah, this was one of the guys that tried to kidnap her, but she doesn't really see him as dangerous. Of course, I don't really think she thinks anyone's really that dangerous, but she asks him if he's armed. She asks him if he's got a bomb of some sort. And Victor thinks all these questions are crazy. And she says, why do you think I'd have a bomb? And he starts toward her, and she pulls out a gun. She tells him to sit down. So the two of them have a discussion, and she tells him that the last time she saw a man sitting out there in the desert like that, he had a bomb. And that bomb went off, and it killed a couple friends of hers. And she was not going to let that happen again. And Victor tells her that he's waiting. He's waiting for Larry because UFOs picked him up, and he's just sitting there waiting for him to drop him back off again. And she asks why he's so sure that they're going to drop him off again. And he says, well, I figure that they'll find out they picked a defective one and they'll return him. But we find out that Victor and Larry are actually brother-in-laws, so he can't just leave his partner. His wife's going to kill him. It's going to be a big old thing. And we also find out that they're not actually in the same business as their boss. They're actually men for hire, and this is actually their first job. So could go really bad really quickly. So ultimately, Sam puts the gun up. Sam tells him that she believes him. She's seen the aliens herself, and she's trying to help. And Victor asks, can you convince your boss to sell the junkyard? And she says, no. So she's looking up at the sky and she turns her back on Victor. That's when he takes advantage of the situation and pulls her gun on her. So, of course, any smart man would know not to pull a gun on an ex-Marine because she kicks that gun out of his hand. She then tells him to chill out, so he lunges at her. And I love this whole segment because it's basically a freeze frame of everything that's going on in her mind. And it's her and the gorilla, they're talking about this, and they're saying, this guy's an idiot. What exactly was he planning on here? And they're talking about what could potentially be going on, why they want the junkyard, whether or not it's government, UFOs, any number of things. And it's literally just her and the gorilla walking around this man when he's suspended mid-air. Until his response is, Sam, the aliens aren't the problem. And she tells him, I know, Mikey. I know. So, snap back into real time, and Victor is still lunging at her midair, so she punches him in the face. She punches him so hard, she knocks him to the ground, and then puts a boot on his back and tells him to stay. And she tells him, whatever's going on here, you're on the wrong side of it. And I need to know I need you to go back from where you came from. Victor then tells her that he's not leaving without Larry. She says, that's fine. But if you wait for him out here, you're going to die of sunstroke. So, ultimately, she starts to walk off. And Victor tells her, it doesn't matter if he loses his job. It doesn't matter if Libby doesn't want to sell this place. The man that he works for is a dangerous man, and he wants that property. And he's going to do whatever it takes to get his hands on that property. And he's also telling her that he won't take no for an answer, and she won't be able to take him on alone. Walking off, she just huffs and says, he doesn't know me. I'm not alone. So, once again, another fantastic issue from Motor Girl. I've been loving the dynamic between Samantha and Mikey, her gorilla friend. There's been so many different things going on here. I really want the UFOs to get back involved. I'm really hoping that the next issue we might see Larry on top of the world, just inside a spaceship, either being tested or experimented on. Something. I want to know what exactly they're doing in that ship to him. I want the aliens back in. I love everything they're looking at, her going through PTSD. The very beginning of the panel, they're just talking about the creation of Mikey in her mind and how she had to learn to cope with that. And, I mean, this panel in general is so powerful. Where, as a way to survive, she created Mikey. She created this talking gorilla who's not only there to keep her company, but he's also there to protect her. You know? And it also deals with substance abuse for members of the military who are dealing with PTSD, and a lot of what happens when things go unchecked. So I'm really enjoying Motor Girl so far. There's a lot of underlying themes here that you wouldn't necessarily see right on the surface. Like, everyone should go out and pick this book up because it's fantastic. But yeah, give me a like if you like this video, comment below and tell me what you're thinking about Motor Girl so far. Are you enjoying it as much as I am? Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of the older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.